Welcome to Late Night Cafe, and here we are again, but we already drank our coffee. That's a bad deal here. All right, so we drank the coffee. So, my favorite panelists,
Yes.
you two. All
Yes.
right, all right.
We're the real ones.
It's so good to see you. And we have a special guest tonight.
Yes.
We do, all the way from Sarasota.
Oh man, that's right. We
out.
flew them all the way out here to New
Yeah.
York, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was the flight?
It was great, a little rough, had to wear a mask the whole time, so I was kind of lame, but happy to be here is worth the risk, you know?
Good. Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Very, very good, very good. So anyway, let's talk about the most important things right now, and then we'll get to our special guest. But what do we got coming up here in the very near future? What's the happening?
So we have some really cool events coming up for you guys. We had our volleyball tournament, which was really cool. We had a beach night as well, but we have a chapel coming up July 28th. So make sure that's on your calendar. We'll have a full chapel as well as an after party. We will have laser tag coming up June 30th. So that'll be in the main auditorium, in the main campus building. And so we'll have games and stuff like that. And then we also have a trivia and karaoke night, August 11th. So I think those are pretty much our main events we have coming up for you guys. So mark those down. Be attentive on social media. We'll be posting all that kind of stuff, and we can't wait to hang out with you guys.
And I think we have a beach hangout too on July 16th, right?
July 16th, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put that down.
next
Very good. Another beach hangout. Lots of that ultimate frisbee.
Yes.
Right?
Always.
And guess who we get to watch on that? Will
You
the
say
Man
it
Miller.
every time.
You know I love watching what he can do with the frisbee. It's incredible. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to somebody special, and he just gave us a lowdown on our schedule. And but I want to introduce Trent Christman. Did I get that right?
That's it.
Okay.
Christman.
Christman, okay. And tell us what your new job is.
So, by the grace of God, I have just accepted a new position here as a student life graduate assistant. I am able to hang out with students full time, as well as pursue my master's degree, which I'm looking to stay in the realm of organizational leadership, which was my minor at Southeastern Maine campus in Lakeland. So that's what I'm hopefully going to be here doing for the next couple years, is pouring into students, doing life with you guys, as well as continuing my education, so I can stay kind of relevant with the study nights and stuff like that. I'll be doing my own school as well, so hopefully that's
Very
awesome.
good. We're going to grill Trent a little bit and find out the secrets of his life.
That's such a weird word.
Right.
to use.
Grill him? Yeah. Yeah.
You can't come into the school until you're grilled.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got 4 years of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, hey, tell us a little bit about your background. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, so I am Sarasota, Florida, born and raised, lived in the same house my whole life, my parents, and my younger sister. So, I've just been around, been in the area, super familiar with it, love it, and then went to school in Lakeland, left for 4 years, and that was such a great experience to be kind of close to home, but also be far enough away to where it was kind of my own thing. So, yeah, Florida, born and raised.
You were,
Go ahead.
hey, you were at the main campus for Southeastern, right?
Yeah, that's right. Up in Lakeland, the 863. So some great experiences, great times up there. It was really, really special.
Hey, what high school did you attend locally?
I went to BCS. Shout out to BCS, Panther
Okay.
Pride.
All right.
Always
all
got to
right.
represent. Class of 2015. I actually graduated in EBC. That was where we had our graduation.
Okay.
We had our pre-graduation thing in the youth odd. It was cool, and I actually spoke. I was our class speaker, so I have stage experience at
Okay.
EBC
All right.
before ever
All right.
even coming to Bayside. But that was like my first time public speaking, and it was like a 17-minute speech,
Okay.
like
Oh, wow.
from nothing to like 17 minutes. Here we go.
wow.
So that was a great experience.
Hey, so now does that mean you were just the class speaker? How did you get that? Or were you valedictorian?
No,
or-
there was definitely no grade, like point average attachment to that.
Let's make that clear.
It was
everybody.
purely just like I set my mind to it. I brought a charismatic approach to wanting to do that, and I persuaded the class to vote me in. So it was a small. I think we had like under 50 people that graduated from. So it wasn't, it wasn't really neck and neck with anyone else.
Right.
But I asked the class, and they were all for it. And they're like, okay. And I only spent 3 years at BCS. So we had students that had gone to BCS their whole lives, but I was like super honored and humbled that they chose me to represent their class on the stage, which was a cool experience.
Yeah. Wow. That is. I'm just trying to envision how that all went down.
Yeah.
There's a story. There's a backstory here. You know that is. And I'm trying to figure out what that is.
It's how he persuaded them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You got to do what you got to do.
So, what did you like best about BCS?
BCS, I feel like I learned so much. Obviously, the teachers were amazing. I had some great friends, but I feel like I learned the most playing sports at BCS. I played baseball and football, and I actually had the opportunity to be a teacher's assistant for my football coach for my last 2 years there. So I was able to sit in his office for like an hour every day, and the conversations and the mentoring that happened in that space, I am like so grateful for, and I feel like that was the most valuable part of, my high school education, were those afternoons in Alan Gerber's office, learning from him and asking tough questions. And there were some days I just went out and filled up the Gatorade things for the softball team.
Right.
But it taught me, discipline. It taught me, that there's certain tasks that have to get done when you have a really important job. And in his job as a football coach and athletic director, there were some doom and gloom type things that he had to do, and I was happy to be there and help him do the stuff that wasn't as important.
So he was a good mentor.
Great,
Yeah.
great, yeah. One of my really opened up my mind to so many new things, and opened up my eyes to the idea and practice of mentorship, and really it set me on a course that I think going to Southeastern, being an RA, things like that, really were instilled in that relationship with Coach Gerber.
Did you just choose him? I mean, you went down there to hang out in his office. Did you choose him? Did somebody suggest seeking him out?
Yeah, so we talked about it today, and it was like kind of a weird, like, I don't really know how those things happen,
Okay.
how you got like a teacher's aide position, but I think at the end of my sophomore year, I went up to him and said, hey, if you don't have anyone, I need to fill this time. And he was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And then by the time my senior year came around, it was kind of almost an expected thing that I was going to be able to do that again. So we were laughing about it with Tucker today, that it was like this weird, like, no one knew how to do it. You kind of had to ask someone who was already a teacher's assistant to, like, how do I do that? And like a weird form that was always hidden for some reason. So it was a funny process, but it ended up really changing my life and putting me on a different course.
Didn't you say you actually played football too, though?
Yeah, I did. So I played for 4 years all throughout high school, and my 3 years at BCS I played. So that was sometimes interesting. After a good win, it was always great to be in there, and okay, let's get ready for next week. And after a tough loss, going in that office on Monday morning it wasn't the most fun, but it taught me a lot. It really did teach me a lot.
So you've been around Bayside College on staff for a few weeks now. So what, you've got to experience all the craziness of the staff and ourselves, but what are you most excited about going into the school year?
I think I'm just excited for the relationship aspect, just to get to know everyone. I've met so many amazing people so far, and I felt so warmly welcomed by everybody. So I'm excited to meet the people that I haven't met yet and continue to steward the relationships that God has allowed me to create thus far. Even being here such a little amount of time, I feel like I know so many people already. So I'm just really looking forward to the relationships and that doing life aspect of working here.
I'm excited for Trent to join the team because even just from this week alone, like, I think he's more organized than me, and that says a lot. So he got his degree in organizational leadership, so it makes sense. But I think he's going to have a lot of contribution to just the program and student life, and I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
That's two of you then.
Two of us.
Two of you well organized. That's going to be wild. So, what's your best experience in athletics? What was the big game? The big fumble recovery, running it back for a touchdown, that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, being honest, I was an offensive lineman. So in game, I never touched a ball unless the play was dead and I was handing it back to an official.
Right.
Or if someone scored and like they celebrated, I was like, okay, I'll pick it up for you. Yeah. So I never had any like great in game, and being in the game and playing, there were so many moments of like this was a high, but I think really just getting to play as an offensive lineman for 4 years. I think that like really the offensive linemen don't get much credit. Right. You're the one that you're having contact on every play. You're setting up the play so that the running back obviously can score, or you're giving the quarterback time to pass the ball. And that really taught me a lot because that's necessary in life. You need to be a part of a team, and not everyone gets to be the quarterback or the running back. Right. Sometimes you need the offensive lineman to be there, creating time for the quarterback or creating a hole for the running back. And so that just brought a new aspect of what being a team member meant. I always would want to be the one that was, I'll do the work, you guys can put your names on the project type of deal. But being an offensive lineman, I had to do my job. I had to take care of my assignment. And I think that taught me so much. And it really, it opened my eyes to teamwork as a whole and what that really, really looks like. So.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's exciting. Now you said you played baseball also?
I did play baseball. I played it for a few years, and I played baseball all growing up, and then kind of took a little bit of time off because I realized my body was better suited for football.
Okay.
And so I went back to it in high school and played, and it was fun, just the camaraderie and being like another role type guy who gets in on some away games and was never a starter star for the baseball team, but just being there as a supportive member of a team, it teaches you a lot.
Well, let me just say this. Yeah. When we play flag football here at Bayside College, we like to just have fun. Yeah. Some people forget that when we play, and all the guys get too into it. So just a forewarning. We ladies will be much happier if we're just having fun.
Well, I don't know about happier.
I stopped coming to flag football last year because of these intense guys.
Right.
And we'll not do it this year.
But when it comes to athletics now, my main priority and my main passion
is to win.
It's to win.
Yeah.
But it's to win in the field of ultimate frisbee. And in college, I made the transition. I took my talents to the frisbee field, and I played intramural frisbee for 4 years. And there was a team that had been playing, like all the guys had played before, had experience, and my friend group had never played before college, and we just all kind of picked it up. And our first year, we were bad, and we couldn't really put up a fight, but we all learned the game, and we had a lot of fun. Yeah. And then the next year, you have people graduate, so you bring up new people, and we did better. We had a better team, and we always wore leggings so we didn't get road rash. We wore headbands because it brought that new level of excitement, and again, weren't great. And our junior year, we're like, okay, this is a year we are going to try to dethrone this team that, not to mention, had won the first 2 years. We get close, we make it to the championship, but we fall. We lose. They had an amazing team that played. They really didn't lose or gain anyone. They had the same team all 4 years. Then my senior year, we joined up with this other team that had a very similar storyline of beat down. You know, we had this underdog mentality to take down this team. And my senior year, we did it. We took down the team and won the Frisbee intramural championship. I have the T-shirt to prove it. But it was funny because they even had a Frisbee with 4-Pete written on it. Like, obviously, they were expecting to win this 4th championship. And it said 4-Pete, and out of respect, because we were all friends, obviously you all play together. Out of respect, the other team scribbled out the 4 and just put a 3, and forever they'll have the 3-Pete, but we have that one LeBron James in Cleveland moment where we did it for our city, we did it for our individuals, and we brought home the title that last year. So that was a great memory.
They're making a movie about that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm selling the rights. So.
We have another edition, and we're definitely gonna win for 3 years in a row at the intramural games.
Okay. Yeah. That's gonna be sweet.
Yep.
Because
we've won the past 2 years. So
I'm ready.
we do
I'm ready
like
to be
a
part.
have you gotten the story of the intramural games?
I heard a little bit today.
Okay.
That it can get kind of heated.
Oh yes.
But
we win every
not
time.
but Ocala, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
We're coming for you.
I don't know if they'll
Ocala.
watch us, but if they are,
We're coming.
I'll give my little jingle and say, hey, you guys might want to check out our SCU Bayside YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And they it's it's really the irony of it is we really go in as open-minded Christians, and yet the competition just heats up inside of you, and it's tough. Now I will say the students playing were a lot better than I was on the sideline this year.
Wow, really?
I felt like I was being a maniac on that sideline this year with the football especially, and then that one guy that they brought from the NBA to play for that one basketball, that 3-on-3, and that one guy he was huge and dunking the ball, and oh man, and then we never saw him the rest of the day. He came in, played that game, and he was gone.
That's great.
And but it was a blast. We had a great time, and so we are the reigning champions. This is we just completed our 2nd year, and 3-Pete would be cool.
That would be, we get the 3-Pete.
Yeah, 3-Pete would be very, very
why,
cool.
Why Pete?
Pete.
Repeat. So you call it, instead of repeat, you say 3-Pete.
Is that like a sports thing?
It's
or?
a sports thing.
Yeah.
So him, Trent, Tucker, and Jessica, I feel like are all like, they love sports so much, and they'll talk about it, like in the car we went to get lunch the other day, and I'm like, like trying to be engaged, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, that's very cool, man. We are so glad you're here, and your counterpart here is, even though she's been here for all 4 years, she really is a great addition to the team and doing the same thing with you. And so, absolutely, it's absolutely Ashley is just the best. And so we look forward to the two of you this year, working with the students and carrying on your education. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Hey, I did want to talk about a couple of things. Any big, exciting or interesting notes from Preview Day that we just had? I talked to a lot of students, and but was there anything real interesting that you learned from any of them?
Well, overall, I think what was cool is that usually during a Preview Day, is we have prospective students,
right?
But what it seemed like to me, at least all the students I talked to, they're committed. Like they're coming,
right.
They're on board. They want to know when they can move into their houses.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, no, I definitely talked to quite a few, and I think what's also interesting is that usually in the past years, I feel like people have come in knowing each other. Right. All these students kind of seem to not know each other,
yes.
and they're all seeking the same thing, and it's friends.
Right.
So at least the girls I talked to. So. If they're watching this, I'm excited for you all to come. If they're not watching this, I am excited for them to come. But they're all just like ready for something, especially after COVID. you know, a lot of them who were seniors didn't even get to finish a senior year. Like, they are just ready to jump into something. And so I'm excited for what we're preparing for them because it's going to be more than what they're expecting.
Yeah. And your good buddy's coming.
Yes, my best friend from California.
Yeah.
I think I still hold the title for the farthest place.
Okay.
You know, you can't get
All
much
right.
farther than the U.S.
Right.
So I feel pretty blessed. But he'll be right there with me.
Yeah.
He's excited.
Yeah.
You guys will get to meet him watching this.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got all of our plans are coming together for the fall.
Yes.
And excited, and we're headed up the mountains.
Headed up
and-
the mountain.
Okay, that's going to
Slowly
be a
getting there.
blast. I look forward to that. It's always a great time, and just the time to be together and drive and get to know each other. It's just a blast. And yeah, I was amazed with the students that I talked to. They were excited about being here, and there were still a couple that were checking the place out, but there also are those ones that man, I didn't know this was going to be anything like this.
Yeah.
This is really more than I had envisioned.
Yeah.
And then we had an unusual thing happen with a school that is in transition.
Yep.
Let's just call it transition for
Yeah.
them. And coming out of the 405, talk
Yes.
about area
Oklahoma.
code. And these students have decided that they've looked at our website, they've checked out our Facebook page, and I've had some conversations. You had many conversations with them. Did you get to talk to a couple of them?
I've reached out, and
Okay.
next week I'm
Okay.
gonna have a few phone
Okay.
calls.
All right, because we got 4 of those guys that are in the mix now, but it looks like there's going to be several of them, and some of them have transferred. This is all an SEU site,
Yep.
and they're transferring to
Us.
us, and they're excited about it, and they're coming, and everything that we tell them about, it's like, what, you do that?
Yeah.
You do that?
Yeah.
I mean, real houses? We're gonna be in real houses?
Well, even like I was talking to one girl and she was like, "You have windows in the house?" And I was
Yes.
like, "Do you not have windows?" And then just regardless of the school and
Right,
all that,
right,
like they're
right.
excited about that. But Oklahoma compared
Yeah.
to Florida, like I wasn't bashing their state, but
Right.
I'm just like, we have a lot more than you have there. You're just gonna like it better. So they're all excited.
Oh, you're blessed.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about it, especially because I've gotten to talk with several of them, and it's really cool, and that they have done this. They have reached out, and this is a significant change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are, they have a level. We talk about one of the things that God does with us in our lives is our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it is a part of the process of growing and maturing in Christ to get out of our comfort zone and totally have to depend on God. And these kids are just doing it and just saying, "We're coming, we're out of here. We're going to trust God." And I said, "Well, keep us posted on your travel plans and things of this nature." They said, "Well, we're all getting a caravan. We're going to just follow
See you
each
soon."
other,
That's great.
and we're driving down, and can we come in a couple days early and get settled and
That's so
and,
cool.
and talking to some of the parents, and I talked with a couple of the parents, and well, I don't know,
Yeah, they're all
and
sketched
it's
out.
like, I'm on the phone. Come on, Mom, trust me.
Oh.
And so it's really an exciting thing for all of them, and so our numbers are creeping up there, and looks like we're going to have a pretty intense fall.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
and these kids are going to bring a whole new element to it. They are all washed in the Word and loving on it, and looking forward to this whole process.
Awesome.
So how about you? What kind of a week did you have?
I had a long week.
Oh.
I mean, we know people are transitioning out of COVID, and so there's always just lots of work to be done. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting excited for this next school year. I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Okay. Good.
Hopefully I'll be up that mountain.
Yeah. Hey, June 28th.
June 28th?
June 28th.
Oh, yes, June
Yes,
28th.
June 28th.
June 28th.
Yeah.
If you want to come to graduation, you
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
She's
We're gonna have
I'm graduating. So.
right. We're gonna have our graduation.
And I heard it's gonna be not like our other, not that our other graduations were bad,
right.
but like apparently we've stepped up a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And of course it's the year I'm graduating.
Well,
So I'm so
It's because of you, Ash.
no, I'm kidding. But I am really excited.
Right.
It'll be good. So
It is going to be awesome, and it was just unfortunate, when school ended. It was just kind of like nobody knew what to do, and then as we started moving away from those days, and ideas started developing, and go like, well, what about this? And maybe we could do that, and so then we arrive at a point where we said, hey, let's do something really
I was so
much
happy.
better.
Yeah, so
And-
June 28th, 6 p.m. at the West Bradenton campus.
West Bradenton campus.
There we go.
And then June 28th is that our first day back to full services. That's our first Sunday back to full services, and so that'll be very cool. And just because the restrictions are lessened doesn't mean you shouldn't take care and be careful. Being the elder statesman in the room here, I do have to be careful, and I am going to be careful as well. So, but they are experiencing spikes, and guess who the spikes are? What age range are the spikes in?
I don't know what is it.
18 to 35, 18 to 30,
Wow.
right, is where the spikes are happening at.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
canceled we just found out they canceled our cruise.
They did cancel the cruise.
So,
Okay.
yeah, they're like getting serious again about canceling stuff.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, there's going to be some spikes and some reevaluation
Yeah.
of the things we got to do, but follow the government instructions. Just follow normal protocols for being careful, and the cruise is off. So does Mom have a backup plan?
Well, we're going on a cruise in May to like Europe, so that's
Okay.
even better. So
Yeah.
we still have that
okay.
one.
All right.
So-
So you still have a cruise to look forward to.
Yeah.
That
All
one
right.
might be canceled too. We never
Well,
know.
hopefully not.
May we should be all right.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
said we were, that's just been COVID. This will be good. So I'm just waiting. When I'm on that cruise, then I'll know.
Right. I hear every day, of new therapies that they're having, that they're trying out and having some success with now for the COVID symptoms or the coronavirus symptoms
good.
and stuff. So it's good. It's getting better, and they're testing the vaccines as we speak. So anything else for the good of the order, young people?
No, that was exciting. I think it was awesome getting to know Trent a little more. And yeah, I mean, we got some stuff coming up, so we really hope to see everyone there.
All right. Well, one closing shot here, Trent. What was in your high school? What was the most embarrassing situation you were ever in?
Oh man, in high school,
Or college. We'll give 'em
Or
both.
college?
Just
Or
abroad.
college? Yeah.
I have. It's actually younger.
Okay.
My most embarrassing moment that I always go to is, this will tell you how long ago it was, but we were in like a Blockbuster type video rental store.
Oh yeah.
Right, and if these were videos, I saw my dad from across the aisle, bent down looking at the bottom shelf, and I was like, oh, there he is, and I found the movie I wanted, and I went and leaned on his back and grabbed around his neck and was like, oh, I know which movie I want to rent, and he's like, what? And it wasn't my dad.
Oh my gosh.
And I just was so mortified, and I hid for like the next 10 minutes to where my own parents couldn't find me.
Oh my goodness.
Because I wanted that couple, it was like a young couple,
To leave.
to leave. So I just hid and was like, what have I done? So that is definitely my most embarrassing moment that I
Oh,
always go
man.
back to, of like, how did I miss it?
I'm sweating embarrassment
Yeah,
for
I
you.
know.
It was
I
bad.
can't-
It
Oh,
was
it's just
bad.
cringy.
Aw.
It was bad.
That's so-
I'm happy it wasn't a bad reaction. Like just start like fighting.
No.
Like,
Or kidnapped him.
Yeah.
Oh,
grateful
that's
it's-
hilarious. That's hilarious. I love that. All right. It's been great to get to know you. Looking forward to this year with you and you as our graduate assistants. And I will want to chat with you more about your selection of graduate studies. Well, we'll have some time to debate that. Okay?
Debate? Oh no,
All
I'm
right.
settled. What?
Wait a minute. Slow down. Don't make your decisions too soon. All right. All right. Hey, it's been great. Thank you, team. Late Night Cafe will be back with you soon. And because the summer gives us some time to take a little time off and rest and relax. And so we'll be doing the same thing, including me. I'm going to take some time off. At any rate, thanks for coming. Love you. Praise God and go with God. All right. Hallelujah.